I see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots, and a sexy
So,
body full of tats.
the wifey likes to use DoorDash, especially when she's feeling kind of lazy, which I can appreciate. I've been there. But like last weekend, we went swimming and we did not feel like cooking dinner. So it's like I wasn't really that hungry, so I didn't really want anything big, but she wanted some Whataburger. Which if you're not from here and you've never
First of all, I hate Whataburger.
Why?
We had them here. I think they're super overrated. The best thing about Whataburger, this is 20 years ago. Like I worked night shift at Wing House, and we'd all get off and we'd go to the gym and work out. Well, we'd swing by Whataburger to carb load first, and I always got the biscuits and gravy. Their biscuits and gravy were actually pretty legit.
It's pretty legit.
The rest of it was just meh at best.
Yeah, I would say that outside of Texas, I would probably argue that Whataburger is probably not that great because it is a Texas-based company started in Corpus Christi. Anyways, yes, I will agree with you. Overrated. I used to eat them a lot more, but like the one we used to go to, like right around the corner from our place, your food was always cold. Like I just ordered this. How the fuck is this cheese not even melted on this burger? Like what the fuck?
Gross.
So, anyways, so she wants Whataburger. I said, okay, I'll just take some onion rings. I don't need anything crazy. And, also they have right now they have a banana pudding shake that I wanted. And for some reason,
I'd probably try that.
Yeah, their shakes are legit. I like their Dr. Pepper shake, which is in normal rotation now. But, for some reason she couldn't order it on DoorDash. So I was upset that I could not have the shake. So anyways, so she orders a burger. She orders a double bacon burger. And fries and a Dr. Pepper, whatever. Fairly normal order for her. Food comes. My onion rings are surprisingly undercooked and kind of cold, but you know, I'd given the drive and everything, and I had one stop before us, so it makes sense. But her burger is wrong. It's not a double bacon burger. It's a single normal cheeseburger. So that means Whataburger fucked up and didn't even give us the right burger. 4 out of the 6 times we've used DoorDash in the last couple months, they've gotten our order wrong in one way or another. So I'm like,
but is it on DoorDash to make sure you get the right order, or is it on the place you're ordering from?
It's on DoorDash to make sure they got the right thing, like the actual, like, because it's gonna have your name on it, whatnot.
A bag with your name on it. Yeah.
It's up to them to make sure that they got everything that's in the order. So one time when we got Chinese food, I think a month ago, maybe a little bit longer. The summer has just really flown by. They didn't bring the drinks. Like she'd ordered drinks, they just fucking didn't give them at all. And so like that was on the dasher for not checking at all. And then when she called the place, they said, no, we did it. And they're like, well, clearly we didn't get it. And they said they didn't pick up any drinks because we you know, you can text the person back if you have any issues, right? And so they're like, well, we can redo all this. Like, no, fuck it. At this point, you know, you guys just give us a refund on that. Like, just refund us the drinks or whatever, and then some type of complaining. And I hate having to complain, especially when it's for food, because you never know the outcome. You work in the kitchen, you should know some of these things as well.
I also know that's a horrible misconception.
I know, but I mean, like, even the times I worked in the kitchen,
that's fast food teenager bullshit. If you see a bunch of teenagers working in the back, don't do shit like that at that restaurant.
Well, worst case scenario, you'd be like, okay, well, we're never giving you an order again. You know, if they want to be a dick,
in a real restaurant, the worst thing that could happen is you could possibly cost that cook their job.
Yeah,
because if they've fucked up enough and the boss is tired of hearing it, they'll just tell them to go home.
Yeah, but
you're not going to get people doing like fucking waiting to your food, like with the garlic salt.
No, that's true.
They're not going to do that.
That part's true. I will say
that's teenage McDonald's bullshit.
I will say one time working at Papa John's, we did get some vengeance on a customer who was just being an absolute fucking piece of shit.
I don't care. That's disgusting.
We didn't do that. No, we didn't. No,
do that.
We didn't do that.
I got into a fight with the guy.
We did that. Yeah. No, we didn't do anything that would cause any health code violations. We just got tired of
the
nonsense.
Wrong food and fucked up shit like that.
Well, in this case, it was pizza. So what they did, they ordered a large pepperoni with something, and like they were so specific, and they just kept giving us fucking problems. And the thing is, they were at the other end of our shopping center, but they were too lazy to ever come get their shit. They demanded a discount. They made us deliver it. They wouldn't tip the driver, and then they were dicks about everything. So this last time, we're like, "Fuck you, you're causing issues." So we gave them their pizza.
Pineapple on everything if it was me.
Yeah, no. We fucking put jalapenos under every single pepperoni. Like we hid them, and we coated the entire pizza in anchovy juice.
Ugh.
We opened a can of, we paid for and opened a can of fucking anchovies just to soak the fucking thing in anchovy juice.
Ugh.
Yeah, so they never ordered from us again. Either way, so in this case, I don't like complaining at a restaurant unless if we're at a restaurant and there's a legit problem. Fine. I even won't send food back if there's a fucking hair on my food, because it's like, that could be my fucking hair. Now, if it's obviously not my hair, whoop-de-doo. Don't eat it. If you see it, don't eat it.
I will tell them I won't send it back. Like, I'm only weird about my steaks.
Yeah.
I'm only weird about my steaks. Yeah. I'm not going to eat the steak because there's a hair on it. It's long and it's blonde. My wife is a redhead and I have brown hair, so it's obviously not ours.
Yeah.
So you're just going to take this off my ticket,
take it off,
and I'll just eat whatever my sides are or whatever.
Yeah. But to me, a hair is a hair.
Steak, if they send it out and it's too bloody, like if it's too rare where I won't eat it, I will send it back. But there's two tricks to it.
Yeah.
One, they get one chance to fix it.
Yeah,
I'm not stupid picky. I'm like, I like mine like in the medium zone. I tell them this is my phrasing, is I use it like every time, is I like my steak like I like my pussy, pink with no blood. Right there. You get that spot, that's my perfect steak. Now I will take some leeway. I understand it's hard to get it perfect every time. But if I ask for that and you give me something that's coming out and it's chewing on the salad that's next to it, it's too rare. I won't eat that shit.
Yeah.
So I'll give you one chance to fix it. And the second trick, and anybody who ever goes to a steak place and wants to send it back, you need to learn this trick. Cut your fucking steak into pieces before you send it back. Because if not, they're just going to take a press.
Oh, yeah, they're just going to heat it. Yeah, they're just going to heat it up.
They're going to take your steak, throw it back on the flame, and just press the fuck out of it to get the juice out of it.
They'll just cook it again, yeah.
Oh, so it's a three-parter. Yeah, so it's a three-parter. So the third one is when they come back with the steak, usually the manager or somebody's in tow with to make sure you're now happy. They'll tell you, do you mind cutting into the steak? And they will indicate where they want you kind of cut into it. Don't cut into it in that spot. Look at your steak. If it looks flat in any area, go to the other part.
I go for the thickest part of the steak, regardless.
Nope, because that's where they'll press.
Oh, okay.
You go to the part that doesn't look like it's been pushed on. See, that's the thing, is a lot of people don't know in kitchens, a press looks like a big flat rectangle, and they will push down on it, and it will
anybody with a
out that
Foreman
area.
grill knows.
Yeah. So because Foreman grills have the lines in it to give you grill markings.
Oh, mine has a flat top end.
Oh, okay. I've never seen the flat one before.
Yeah.
But if you see that, you cut into another part, because I've done that with the manager standing there. I've cut right where they indicated, and they're like, "Oh, so it's good now." And I was like, "Hold on," and I went right over to just the other side of it and cut it right there, and the motherfucker yelped when I cut into it, so it was still fucking raw. So I was like, "No, we'll get it taken care of." I'm like, "No. At this point, I'm completely done. I don't want anything. Like I'm out."
Yeah.
So like I'm really weird about that. It just puts me off of eating. And like Kara, like, she, bless her heart, she has to put up with me. Yeah. And I'm not as bad as it's put out to be, but I still can be pretty stringent in my wills and won'ts. And at that point, when I say, no, I'm good, that manager keeps talking to me, I will escalate to the point where I'm about to start cussing at this manager. And Kara knows, she sees it coming, and she'll tell him, no, he's good. We don't need nothing. He's good. Go ahead. She'll try to chase him off, because if it keeps going, I'm going to start getting more and more pissed.
Yeah.
And then I start breaking it, because I don't do that whole, I'm not that dickhead who goes and goes, well, I'm a cook and I'm a this, that, and the next damn thing. I don't do that shit with them. Only time I mention what I do for a living is when it's perfect, like when it's good. I will always 1000% of the time send compliments back into the kitchen every time it happens, because I understand it's hard. And I know it's not easy, especially in restaurants where you have hundreds of people coming in within an hour trying to get food out of you.
Yeah.
So when it's perfect, I make sure, hey, go back there and tell them I said this is one of the best steaks I've ever had. It's perfect. Whoever cooked it is awesome and amazing. We went to a really fancy restaurant that they have here in town called the Chop House for like one of our anniversaries. And I actually asked for the chef who cooked my steak. And the waitress thought I was going to bitch them out, I guess, went and got the manager instead.
Yeah.
And the manager came over to the table. He's like, "Is there a problem?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "Well, they said you were asking for the cook." I'm like, "Well, okay, let me go ahead and explain to you. I'm a chef. I've done it for 20 years. I wanted to give the cook a compliment. I don't want to bitch at him." And you could literally see the anxiety melt off the guy's face.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, "Oh, that guy." He's like, "Okay, hold on one second," and brought the lady out. And I told her how good it was. And she was young, maybe in her 20s. Dude, she almost started tearing up because you don't hear good shit in the kitchen. You only hear negatives.
Exactly.
So she was like super excited to get, she was you never hear the positives. You only hear the negatives.
Yep.
So when I do positives, I will tell them what I do. When I tell them I just don't like it and they keep going and I get to that escalating point, at one point in time in there, I'll go, "Look, man, I am a chef. You want me to teach you how you tell the steaks difference?" And I'll give them the finger trick, and it works. Mm-hmm. Anybody who doesn't know about the finger trick for testing your steaks, look it up online. It 1000% works every single fucking time.
Yep.
And it's an easy touch test to tell where your steaks are at.
Yep.
And I will start breaking that down to them, and you can see it like, oh fuck, setting into their head. And if they keep going, I'm gonna start making up cuss words. And I really don't want you to tell me, "Oh, well, we're going to give you coupons." Motherfucker, you done got me to this point. You take them coupons, fold them up into a long, sharp stick and stick them right up your ass, because I'll never. And so I have like escalating levels, and Kara sees them coming and she steers off of them as best she can. But there are certain restaurants I will not go back into because I've gone there. I had to go through that whole rigmarole. So I'm like, that's it. I'm done. So 6 months to a year later, Kara will be like, "Hey, you want to go give them a try, see if it's different?" I'm like, "Yep, I'll give them a try. And if I have to deal with it again twice, I'm done. I will never go into that restaurant again. I don't give a fuck if Gordon Ramsay takes over that fucking restaurant. I will never go in there and order. I'll stand outside, try to meet the guy, shake his hand, tell him what's up. But I ain't going to go in that restaurant and fucking eat unless he's going to cook my food."
Yeah.
So
on
I'm
that
weird
note
about that. Sorry.
No, you're fine. No, you're fine. I was going to say, when it comes to steaks, I'm a little less picky, unless it is pretty raw. But like, I always order mine medium to medium well. But the one time I've had to send food back for that reason, it was a burger, and it was clearly on the edge of the flat top, because the entire back half of that thing was just browned on the outside and completely raw. Like the front half clearly had been over the fire where it needed to be. So the further I got into the burger, and it was just mush. Like, and I was like, and I spit it out.
Burger's one of those things I want mine done. I don't want it leather, but I don't want any red in it at all.
See, I've learned to cook them to where they've got just a little bit of pink, like, because I've now know the difference. But definitely, like, I don't overcook my burgers anymore. But the one thing
I know everybody's weird about it because they don't want it to dry out. But I learned a long time ago the butter trick is how I do.
Oh yeah, if you do that, for sure.
If you put a little piece of a butter stick in the middle of the beef patty while you're forming it, you can press it and get all the blood and stuff out of it and still keep it juicy.
Yeah, but it just, to each their own. But like most mass-produced burgers, fast food, whatever, it's going to be done until there's no tomorrow.
I got a raw burger from McDonald's one time. I almost lost my shit.
That's insane, because that just means they threw it on there for like 5 seconds and they brought it back because this shit's already frozen patty form.
Yeah, they have the clamshells that press it and have a timer on it for when it's done and all that. So that means they purposely popped that press to get the burger out faster.
Well, even funnier,
I almost threw up. I was leaning out the window, spitting and gagging.
Because you remember before they did the press, or after they did the press thing and then brought it back, they did it in little slider drawers. Like, they threw the thing in the fucking drawer and it just sat there until it cooked inside the thing.
Well, they still have okay.
It just depends. Old. Yeah.
I'm old. I worked at McDonald's when I was like 17. So you're talking 97, 96, 98, somewhere in that ballpark. And they had just brought the clamshell. The clam cookers were big coming in then. So we had those, but then we also had those little brown trays that you would keep them in. You'd cook them in that, and put them in the brown trays to keep them warm. It was just a warming tray, not to cook them.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I never heard of nobody cooking them in there. That'd be
that's what it always appeared like from the outside when you're watching. So maybe that's what it was. But the one thing I was gonna say is my bigger pet peeve is fucking way overcooking chicken. Like giving me a dry, tough fucking chicken breast or something. Like that's
another one of my weird spots,
epitome.
man. I would rather it be overcooked than anywhere near undercooked. If I see
believe
even
me,
the slightest bit
yeah.
of undercooked chicken, I will blast that fucking restaurant. I will blast the manager. I will blast everybody. I will blast Kara for making me eat there. Like any kind of chicken, because that'll kill you. That
it's
just
true.
won't make you sick.
No, I
It'll
understand.
fucking kill you.
No, believe me.
And oh my God.
And you know there's a sweet spot.
Yep.
And it's a pain in the ass. Even at home, it's a pain in the ass to find it. Especially
if you like white meat. Like I'm a breast guy.
Yeah,
I'm
same
a breast
here.
and wing guy.
100%.
So I'm very big. The trick I've learned is cooking it upside down, cooking it with the breast meat downwards. Yep. That is one of the best ways to get it to temp. Yeah. That's the best way to get it to temp and keep it juicy.
So one thing I started doing for me personally was I started butterflying the breast to make sure it's even cooking. You're not having to deal with one really thick fucking part if you're not going to smash it.
You're talking about a boneless breast?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I butterfly all my boneless breasts.
So I don't go that far, yeah. No, but boneless breasts for sure. And always trim out all the nonsense that they fucking don't get on the butchers.
That little piece of cartleage that they always
all
leave
that nonsense, because I bit into one of those and I fucking cut my gums. Like I cooked it, didn't realize it was a super clean cut piece of that cartilage, and I missed it, and I fucking bit into that part, and it just went straight into my gums like a fucking razor blade. Yeah, it fucking hurt. Because it's tough enough as it is. Then cook it, it's worse. But the other thing I was doing was searing it and then putting it in the oven to bake. You know, at some point I was doing it that way, but other times.
Go
ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say depending if I pull out the griddle or not, which is the panini press griddle. You know, it's no, it's a panini press. It's a George Foreman
panini
thing.
press.
So it's a panini press / George Foreman grill. So it's got the fat collector and all that stuff, but it's a two-sided press. So it's heat from top and bottom. So the other thing I would do is I would butterfly them, season them, and then put them on that and then clamshell it. So at least it's cooking from both sides, not just one, you know, which is one mistake people will do. It'll cook like a motherfucker for one side, and then the top won't look like it's done, but you're really burning the fuck out of it, you know?
Yeah.
So go ahead.
It is a hard one to, so referring back to, because I know we have at least one listener who likes to fucking write in. Even with his wrong opinions.
Well, we got two. We'll still write some. Just
every once in a while. But just so people understand, I am an asshole when it comes to foodstuffs. Not because I think I'm better than any other people. It's just because I'm paying for it, so therefore it needs to be a certain way.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But I also the opposing side of that is Carol will argue with me about it. I am a hellacious tipper. I don't do 10% tips. If you get a 10% tip from me, you barely showed up to do your job.
Dude, you should be doing better than 10% any given day.
If 10, 15, 18, whatever, I am 25 minimal. I am a quarter of my bill minimal.
Yeah.
And that is usually only going to the waitress who only has to come drop off my food, or not even that. Come take my order, bring me a drink, and then you never see them again until the end, where they have people from the kitchens bring the food out and all that. And, and I'll ask the people if they bring if they bring the food out, I'll ask them. I will stop them and be like, "So do y'all tip share, or how does that work?" And if they tell me they tip share, I'll give a little bit better tip.
Yeah, boost it.
Split around. But if it's not tip shared, nope, you're getting the minimal tip, because that person did the important part. He brought me my fucking food.
Yeah.
One person cooked it, the other person brought it to me. All you did was write it on a pad. What the fuck am I tipping you for?
Yeah.
So I will minimal tip them.
For instance,
but I'm very good about going up from that. I don't go down. If I have rules, again, I know I'm an asshole, whatever. I'm weird. I have my set standards. But like, if my cup is empty on my table and I look over and I see you and you see me, we make eye contact and you're my server and you see my empty cup, I will start deducting off your money.
Yeah.
But if you're that guy, like I'm literally not even taking the last sip out of my drink and there's already another drink on the table, yours is going up because you're on it. You're not just paying attention to one table or two tables. You're paying attention to all your tables. You're earning this fucking money.
Yeah. So I'm, having worked in the both on both ends, technically, of the food service industry, both either making the food or delivering the food. Cause I've never been never worked at a restaurant, but I've delivered a lot of food. Gotcha. Tipping matters, service matters. But if you punish the person who's bringing you your food for how bad the food is, you're fucked hard. Yeah,
that's not on them. Like, that's another thing I've actually talked to the waitress about, like referring back to that steak restaurant where I went to, where the manager came out and was offering me free shit, and I'm exploding on them. you can see it written all over the waitress's face. When I go to write because they bring you your bill and they'll show you where they subtracted it out.
Yeah.
I will add whatever was subtracted out into the tip that I was going to give them anyways.
Yeah, I've done that too.
And I tell them, I'm like, look, I'm doing this because this isn't on you. You didn't do this. You didn't earn this. This is being part of your tip now.
Yeah.
You took care of when I told you it was a problem, you went and tried to get it taken care of. The fact that they didn't take care of it is not your fault. So that's going to be in your tip.
Yeah. I've gone out of my way before to tip a server specifically because I didn't know if they did tip sharing. I'd be like, look, you were on top of it and you took care of us, but the food was shit. Like, that wasn't your fault. So I made sure she got the tip for what she did. Like, handed it to her specifically. I'm like, look, you got no tip on the fucking thing. Here's your cash. Don't tell anybody fucking about it. You did a good job. It's not your fault. This sucked. So, now on top of that
before, I've done the scene that here in the table next to you, like full of young people laughing and giggling about leaving $1 or $2 tip. I tipped higher on waitresses on that.
Well,
I've given them more because I was like, those assholes, look what they did to that table. You're going to be cleaning that table for 45 minutes after they leave, and they left you $2.
Yeah, no, that part sucks. One thing, so we've had, because we used to go to Chili's a lot locally, and Chili's is fine. Don't get me wrong; they have some good food.
They used to be better.
Yeah, everything used to be better. Let's be honest. But I guess it just depends on. It depends on when Landry's. It depends on when Landry's came in. Since they fucking own everything, especially here because they're from here.
It's like the ale house used to be really good, and once Miller's kind of took them over and became Miller's Ale House, they're okay at best.
Sure. But we went one time, and I think it was either a Friday or a Thursday because usually when we went out to dinner, and we didn't feel like cooking. We had some horrendous fucking service. Like, took our order, brought our order. Never saw him again. We needed ketchup. We needed other things. Our drinks never got refilled. Fucking left fucking $2. Like, whatever. Like, rounded up almost. And the next time, I don't think it was Chili's. It was somewhere else we went. And we went with a few friends. And that waitress, holy shit, dude. We couldn't get rid of her. Dude, like, our drinks couldn't even come close to being empty. Like, if it got like down to a third of a drink left, our drink would mysteriously disappear and be replaced. Like, fucking anything was on there. Like, we needed some fucking napkins. They were just there. Like, okay, what the fuck? Right. Like, you need a ketchup? It would just appear on the table. Like, I don't understand how she's doing this, but I swear to God, she came back to the table 12 times and like we didn't want for anything. So it's like, that was fantastic service. And there's other times where it'll be fucked up, but it's like within a DoorDash discussion, it's like, now that you've added an extra step to getting your food, like, it's hard to know who to punish. Like you brought up earlier, it's like, was it the restaurant's fault or is it Dasher's fault? If you forgot something, like, okay, so we had an issue with Pizza Hut, kept fucking forgetting something every time we ordered from them, and that was their own delivery driver. Like, it's on the fucking receipt. Like, and you managed to not bring it here, you know, or they charge us for something and then we don't get it. And, you know, at this point, you know, you're a few miles from the store. Do you go and complain, or do you try to get the driver to come back and it's a busy Friday night? Having done that for 6 fucking years, I know how big of a pain in the ass that is, especially when it's not your fault. So if whoever packing the shit up and, you know, is ready for you to go, I mean, yeah, you should be the last line of defense there, but say it's something inside the box, you don't tend to check that kind of stuff, you know, like, oops, we forgot the olives on your fucking pizza, something like that, you know. It's like, but they take it out on you, you know, like, now I have to go make another delivery for free, and this time they're not gonna tip, you know. And then DoorDash, because it's a non-centralized thing, that could be a fucking nightmare for somebody if they've got to fucking fix that, or if it gets refunded. Like, we did get a refund on one thing where they got so screwed up. You know, and God knows that the Dasher got paid out for that properly, you know. I don't know how it works with the intermediary. But one thing I wanted to bring up, because we're talking about returning food or whatever. We went to breakfast the other day at this new-ish place called Sugar Britches. I like their food. This was a lesser experience this go around. So we get in there, it's cafe style, you know, and they've got like kind of redone Southern food, you know, just depending on how it's put together. And I wasn't sure what I wanted, but the wifey decided she wanted chicken and waffles, which is what I was looking at. So I said, "Are you sure you want that? Because I've had chicken and waffles before. I know you haven't, so you might not like it. Like, you sure don't want me to get it?" And she's like, "No, I'm gonna get it." And I'm like, "Okay." So, and then I end up getting I think an omelet, which is pretty fucking good if I'm honest. So she gets the chicken and waffles. It's a big fucking Belgian waffle, right? Malted waffle, if that helps anybody.
Mm.
And chicken strips,
Mm-hmm.
fried chicken strips on there. And she took one bite of it, and she's like, "It fucking tastes funny." And I'm like, "What do you mean it tastes funny? Looks fine. Like, definitely cooked, And I taste the chicken strip. It definitely overcooked. Was definitely in the fryer for too long.
Mm-hmm.
But also, clearly, whatever batter they're using or whatever oil they're using to fry it in has just a weird aftertaste.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I couldn't nail down what it was. It had something to do with either the seasoning or the oil. Couldn't nail it down.
Mm-hmm.
But either way, it's just kind of off-putting with
They probably put fryer cleaner in there. Like, there's
well,
this powder you put in there that pushes all the burnt stuff to the bottom and cleans the oil to get you through a busy time. But
I
it
mean,
has a weird taste.
it could be that, but it didn't taste strange. It just didn't taste well with everything. Like, it's like they have ingredients but don't realize how they go together. You know what I mean? So like, you've got the waffles and you got the chicken, so you're trying to mix some savory and some sweet, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
you add in the maple syrup and whatnot, and it's just like, these things don't go together. Like, just it's almost more like they put it together but didn't realize how it would be on the end run.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I'll put up with a lot of things. Plus, I have a different palate to her in the first place. So some things I like, she's just not going to even bother with. But I got her into eating sushi. I got her into eating Indian food, curries and stuff like that. Broadening her flavor profiles, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But with this, it'd be like, I could have eaten this and probably gotten away with it. But for her, she didn't like it. And here she is right now, knowing I'm talking about her.
She heard you talking about chicken and waffles. She's like, it's
Talking
your
about
time,
how you
motherfucker.
didn't. We were talking about restaurant experiences, and I was bringing up how, since you're here, the chicken and waffles that you ended up not liking, and then she, like, obviously we can't hold that against them. It's nothing they did wrong.
I think it's just their batter.
Yeah, something was weird about it, and Ricky was.
Batter. It wasn't like disgusting. It was just their batter.
Yeah, but Ricky was just saying, because he's a cook, he was saying that it could have been maybe there was the fryer
It's a
cleaner.
fryer cleaner. It's a
The
powder.
Yeah, so maybe there might have been some fryer cleaner in there when they deep fried it, and maybe some of the taste backlash. But either way, the point was, like, for me, in eating it, because I ate some of the chicken strips because she really didn't like it. Like, they were tough, like, definitely overcooked, and there was a big gap between the batter and the chicken, like it had like overdone, but
Shriveled down.
shriveled down from being overcooked. But either way, that experience as well. So I ordered a hot coffee. I forgot exactly which I ordered.
And it got cold.
It didn't get cold. It came to me cold, which means they didn't steam the milk before they fucking added it to the coffee. So they just poured cold fucking milk in my hot coffee and just fucking chilled it out completely. And then her iced caramel macchiato she got, because that's the only thing she seems to want to order.
Bougie motherfuckers.
Yeah. Well, she loves Starbucks, let's be honest here. But for her, like,
telling you, her and Kara are going to be best friends.
Oh,
like
I guarantee you they would be, for sure. So and I'm guessing somebody didn't clean the machine properly, and like she pulled her straw out and there was like a wad of, I don't want to call it hair necessarily, but something got caught up in there and gross. So she got a replacement drink, same thing. And then
how about the lint in the coffee?
Yeah, whatever that was, the wad of,
like a piece of lint.
It was either like, yeah, it was either that or like, either way. But the point is,
scrubby or something.
Something like that. Couldn't tell what it was, but we turned it back, got it replaced. And then like later on, we're talking about it, and she's like, I don't even think I really like this place. I'm like, then why did you insist on going here? I was like, I like what I've had. Oh, and they also have they have a donut burger that I want to try.
I still want to try. I've never done that.
It's like a Luther.
Krispy Kreme.
Yeah,
the Luther.
So the Luther made it famous at I think it's Arizona.
Was it Chicago? I thought it was the Chicago base.
No, I think it's Arizona. I think it's a Cardinals. Either way, so it's a cheeseburger with a donut on either end of it. or one donut cut in half, depending on how you do it. Some places will get a big old donut, cut it in half, throw it on the fryer, put the burger between it. I'm not sure.
We always heard it was a Krispy Kreme split in half, and then you flip it so that the icing part is on the inside.
Yeah, so just depending, because some places will do it with 2 donuts, one on either side. Just depends on who makes it.
Damn, I'm down for that shit. You're making my fat jiggle.
So for me, I want to try it, but I don't see it as a breakfast item. I see it as a lunch item. It's nothing I want to go at 9 a.m. So we haven't gone there late enough for me to justify ordering that or their Monte Cristo.
Isn't it weird we'll eat breakfast for dinner and not blink an eye about it? But if you talk about any kind of dinner product, you're like, fuck no, I'm not eating that for breakfast. Isn't that weird?
If it's at a restaurant, at home, I'll do leftovers for breakfast.
I mean, leftovers, just grab something cold and go. But I'm talking about I eat lasagna for breakfast. After Thanksgiving, I'm eating fucking all the turkey and stuffing and all that shit. Well, I mean that stuff too. I'm making sandwiches and shit out of them. Yeah, I'm down for that.
I'm eating leftover dinner for breakfast. That's not.
I'm not talking leftovers. I'm talking about you making a meal. Like you get up for breakfast and you make lasagna for breakfast. That's not the same thing as you're eating some.
No, that's what I'm getting. No, I've seen somebody with a breakfast lasagna concept.
Yeah, I've seen that before too. But no, what I'm saying is actually like, it's breakfast. I'm hungry for breakfast. Let's make a salad. Like you don't hear that. But for dinner, shoot, not 90% of the time over the last 2 weeks, I've had bacon, eggs, and toast for fucking dinner just because I'm just in the mood for that shit.
Yeah. But going back to my point on that, so yes, I have no problem. Going to a breakfast-y restaurant and getting a dinner item would be weird. But you're right. Eating breakfast at any other point of the day is completely acceptable. Yep. Speaking of which, I think I had cereal the other night at like 9 p.m. just because I wanted to put something in my body.
Just because there's nothing weird. Just grab a bowl of Fruity Pebbles and go to it. Fucking 10 o'clock at night.
Well, no, the weird part was I put it in a cup.
Well, that's weird.
I basically drank my cereal.
That's weird.
I didn't overload it with milk, and I just drank my Honey Nut Cheerios. Anyways, so the thing is like, I like this place and I do want to give them another chance. Clearly this was a bad day, but I think like, even if you like a place, you do have to try the items you're interested in and just whittle out the stuff you don't like. And if you get like halfway through their menu and you just don't fucking like it, then I would say cut it out, maybe,
Right.
But the other thing is we haven't tried any of their pastries or baked products, which they have a lot of. So,
do you have like a tester thing? I'm trying to explain it. Like, if I go to a restaurant I've never been before, I will always try their Caesar salad. Like, even if it's just a side salad
an item that is like the thing you go to see if they're good.
Yep. See if it's any good. And if I don't like it, then I pretty much shut down on everything. I just get like French fries or something.
You know what's funny? I have that for barbecue places, but not other places.
Really?
So for barbecue, I try their beans and their turkey. If you can nail those 2 things, especially the turkey, then I will trust everything else.
Dried out.
Yeah. And if your turkey is dry as fuck and your beans are bland as fuck, I'm not going to eat there again because you don't care about your barbecue. But
that's fine. Well, you're from Texas. That makes sense. That barbecue is your
that's the thing that like, other than that, it's going to be like a burger. I mean, like you can't really fuck it up, but I get what you're saying about Caesar salad. That makes sense because I've had some shitty Caesar salads in my life.
Yep.
Then again, mass-produced Caesar salads are probably going to suck anyways.
Caesar salad, macaroni and cheese is another one.
That's a good one too. You're right.
And their chicken tenders.
Yes, I would say that.
Like, I will try those things, and if none of those things are good, I'm pretty much done on that restaurant.
So, like, a lot of times I'll order if they have like a triple sampler appetizer thing.
Yep.
So that kind of gives you that.
That's an easy way to check everything. Yep.
That's kind of a good way to go around the bout. But you brought it up with the salad. I forgot about one thing where I had to complain at a restaurant. So went to an Italian restaurant here in town. I won't name them because I do like them. But this happened to be an issue, and apparently it's a common problem, especially in salads. So I'm sitting with my roommate because we went there fairly often, and my mom called me. I remember this, and they bring me my opening salad, because it's an Italian place. You gotta fucking have your salad first. And I take a couple bites of it, and then I look down and I notice some movement. Now, mind you, my mom called me right at this moment. So I look at it, and apparently this is a common issue. It was ladybug.
Yep, gets in there on the lettuce.
Yeah, it gets in on the lettuce. So
that also means they didn't clean their lettuce.
Yeah. So for me, I waved down our waiter, and I'm on the phone, so being doubly rude here. So without interrupting my conversation, I literally held up the salad, phone to my ear, and like pointed at the fucking ladybug. And I'm like, can you give it? And they're like, do you want? I'm like, no. It's like, just bring me my penny pasta or whatever I fucking ordered. I don't even know. It's a good place. Like, don't get me wrong. It's an institution in our town, so that's why I don't want to talk negative. But that was just one of those times where I had to bring it up. Like, I'm not eating around ladybug. Can you fucking take the salad away?
I'm done with this.
Yeah, I'm done with this.
Put it out back for her and her people to have the rest of it.
Her and her people. Oh god, that sounds terrible. But
you know how you can tell the difference between a male and female ladybug, right?
One eats the other. I know for that sure.
No, that's praying mantises.
No, the female ladybugs will eat the males too. That's the thing. Well, that's also a thing.
There was a joke laying there, and there was also a fact. But the joke is you flip them over and look underneath.
Okay.
But
you look up the
factual one, is the color. Like the brighter colored ones are the males.
Oh, that makes sense.
Females.
In nature, that makes sense.
Like the brown ones are the females.
Okay, I actually did not know that. But no, I do know. I do believe that female ladybugs are cannibals. I believe.
Would not surprise me.
I might be mixing up that comment. That
bitches
that
be
fact.
tripping, yo.
They always are. I think on that note, it's a good place to go ahead and actually end. I think I'll have the whole food.
Now I'm fucking hungry, but not for a salad. For some reason,
no salad now.
Salad right now.
They don't want to. I kind of want some chicken strips, if I'm honest. Oh, also, speaking of chicken strips, I did buy a bag of Tyson chicken strips the other day, and it was the most bullshit bag of chicken strips I've ever seen.
I had like 4 in there.
Oh, there was not a whole one to be seen, and they were all broken or small. And I'm like, this is horse shit. But anyway, I bought some sauces. I just wanted to fucking put them on chicken, so that's
it.
That's just my fault. So it is what it is. I will say, I brought it up to you guys the other day. Those fucking fried onion burgers I made.
Mm-hmm.
I got to make those again because I was talking.
Those actually look pretty good.
Oh, they're fucking fantastic, especially with the Wagyu beef. But I was talking with my buddy from work because he keeps telling me I need to come over and cook with him. I'm like, fucking tell me when, asshole. Because he has a whole outdoor grill and flat top and all that shit. So I told him, I was like,
it looked like really like this is not talking it down. This is the best way I can analogize it, if that's even a word. Is they looked like really fancy like Crystals or White Castle burgers.
Yeah,
like,
that's what they're based on. Because the cooking the beef on the onions is a White Castle thing. White Castle's technically invented the concept of sliders.
Yeah, and Crystals is the same thing, but in the South, a lot of people might not have heard of them.
No, people know Crystal burgers.
The same little mini burgers, and you get like 12 of them for $1, like that same shit.
Yep, White Castle technically did it first, but not by far. But in this case, for those who don't follow my social media, they were, because I did post the pictures, I was like, they were so fucking good.
They were full-size burgers.
Actually, they were full-size burgers, but they were smash burgers.
Yeah.
So 3 to 4 ounce balls, and then put them on the flat top, season them real quick with some salt, and then you put on a pile of fucking very thinly sliced onion. Like, use your fucking mandolin, get that bitch like you can see through, and you pile it high, and then you smash the onion into the burger. I need a better hard, wide spatula for smashing burgers properly, but I'm getting my technique down. And then
I'm gonna tell you a trick, and you're gonna be mad that you didn't think about it. Just use a dinner plate, dude.
Yeah, but in the situation I have, it's a lot harder to actually make that happen. But
you have like you have the flat top griddle, plug-in griddle thing.
Yeah,
you could still use it on that. You just use the bottom of your dinner plate.
Spatula's better. You already have it in your hand to flip anyways.
But you have to go buy a new spatula to do it. You can just.
But I did. I went and bought a much thicker, wider one.
Of course you did.
But what I really want is the George Moats Smashula, which is literally made specifically for making burgers, and that's the only purpose of it. It's wide and flat, even to the point that if you want to use a heavy dowel to flatten it, you can do that. Either way,
roll it out.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
A couple of times.
No, you don't. You don't do that. You set the Smashula on top of it, and you just apply even pressure with the heavy dowel.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, I watched that burger show on YouTube, or the burger show, I should say, not that burger.
That's
show.
too much.
No, it's fucking good. Either way, so continuing on with this quick recipe before we wrap up here, it's super simple. So you put the shit on there. You smash the onions into the meat, and then you let it go until you're basically seeing the juices pool on top of the onions, on top of the patty, and then you flip it. And then once you flip it, you immediately apply your cheese, and then you put your top bun, your crown as it were, and then your bottom bun. And then,
oh, you fancy sounding bitch.
so what you're technically supposed to do is cover it so that you capture all that fucking steam to steam the buns. You don't have to do that if you don't want to, but you should. And then, and this is a technique I learned watching the show I completely missed. It's called the pinch and pull. So when you take your burgers off the grill, how do you normally put them on the bun? I'm
How do I
asking
put
you.
them on a bun?
Yeah. So like if you got your burger on the flat top or the whatever you got in there and you scraping it up with the spatula, you just slap it on the bottom bun and go on.
It depends on what kind of things. Like if I have cheese and stuff on it already, then yeah, I want the cheese upwards.
Okay. So in this case, there's not a whole lot of fixins. There's no tomato, any of that nonsense. It's just straight up simple burger. I learned the pinch and pull method. So you already have your bun, your top bun's already on there, right? And you can dope it however you like, mayo, mustard, whatever you want. And then in this case,
Do you toast your buns on the flat top with it?
Not in this case. This case, you want them soft, but other times, 100%. So if you got room to actually toast your buns, otherwise, totally do that. So in this case, one technique that I also learned was you use the buns as leverage to move the burger around, and you tuck the onions underneath. So something I didn't realize until I watched this. So because what you want is 3-stage of onion cookage. So the outer lacy edges that are outside the burger are caramelizing and even getting a little bit burnt. Closer to the bun or closer to the patty, they're just lightly cooking through, like browning essentially. And then right in the middle, they're still very, very white and translucent, barely cooking. Because apparently onions touching the meat don't cook out. They won't
transfer the heat to the meat.
Yeah, they won't actually caramelize. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it takes forever to cook them out.
Yeah, but this is
burning the meat.
But this is a super thin patty.
Gotcha.
So what you do is you use the buns for leverage, and you tuck those caramelized edges up underneath so that they stop cooking. And then when you take your scraper or your spatula, you jam it up under there, pick it up, take the bottom bun off the top, put it under the spatula, pinch the fucker together with your other hand, and you pull the spatula out. Burger done. And I did it the last few times. I was like, why have I never tried this in my fucking life? This makes sense. Because I'll even put the
extra steps.
It is, but instead of trying to transfer the thing over to the other bun and trying to get it out, it actually works. So basically you form your burger completely around the spatula and you just pull the spatula out. And it's good to go. You just set it on the plate. So it worked out really nice. Either way, they're fantastic, especially with the Wagyu beef. Like, I don't like to throw a lot of money at it, but in this case, fucking worth it. So you buy 2 pre-made Wagyu patties for like $8 or something like that, and it turns into fucking 6 smaller burgers real easy. Because you try to cook that motherfucker, each one's like a solid 1/4 pound, almost 1/3 pound fucking patty. It's a pain in the ass to try to cook those through, like we were talking about earlier. You know, the last time I tried to cook them as they were, it was fucking raw in the middle. And I was like, fucking A. I ended up having to microwave them because it was a whole burger at that point. So either way, I'm going to make more of those. But one thing I thought about adding was some mandolin sliced super thin garlic. Because that shit will cook down to like almost non-existence. So I'm thinking throw that on top of the onions before the flip. And like, so it just hits, it doesn't cook and burn because burnt garlic fucking sucks. But if it's sitting there with the onions cooking and all that fluid, it's just going to basically evaporate and turn into the burger as well.
Yeah, the trick I do with garlic, I actually learned from Goodfellas. Like, I have the book that Goodfellas is based on. It's called Wise Guy.
Sure.
By Nick Pileggi. He talks about Big Paulie making the sauce when they're in jail, and he would take a straight razor.
Yeah, straight razor. Yeah, no, I've seen
and shave it like paper thin,
Binging with Babish.
translucent.
Binging with Babish did that.
and then you just do it in hot oil. It melts it into a liquid.
Yeah.
And then
So
it just cooks into whatever you want
so
without burning actual garlic.
so to me, I figure instead of going that far, I'll just use my mandolin on the tightest setting I
That
can
works
get.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm already there. But no, that's
Mhm.
where I got the idea. I figure, but I'm not gonna make a tomato sauce out of it. I'm just gonna
Well,
add
I'm
it
saying
to
you
the
could
flavor.
still, like whatever grease or whatever you're throwing on the
Mhm.
flat top for your burger, you
Yeah.
could just do the same thing. Just throw that thin little piece in there and let it cook off and become the liquid, and then
See,
you
that's
throw your
that's
burger
why
in
I'm
there.
saying do it on the flip, so that it
Mhm.
just gently heats up, and then you flip it, and then now it's sitting with the onion juices going up into the meat.
Yeah.
So
Either way, it sounds fucking amazing.
yeah, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it next time I do it. So,
Another the poor man's version of that, like I
Mhm.
guess poor man's version, but the way I've done it too at home when I didn't have fresh garlic,
Yeah.
was if you have a jar of minced garlic,
Oh, I do.
just
I
take
always
the
have it on hand.
juice.
I have
Just
the.
take some of the juice
Oh yeah, I've
and
done that.
pour it onto there, and that does the same thing. It gets that garlic infused
It-
without actually having to burn garlic.
Am I the weirdo who's had the same jar of minced garlic for like 4 years?
I mean, yes, because I use the fuck out of mine. Mine doesn't last. I get the big ones from Publix,
Yeah.
like that big
The
with
wifey
green,
doesn't
like
like
green
garlic
top on
like I
it.
do. Yeah.
Oh man, I will, especially if I'm cooking some Italian around here, dude.
Mhm.
We scare away all the vampires. There's no
Yeah.
vampires in
Oh no, I
Central
put
Florida at
mine
this
in
point when I
the
cook.
meat and the sauce whenever I do that.
Yep, it goes when I cook my vegetables down for my
Mhm.
sauce. It has garlic in it. The garlic goes in the meat, and the garlic's already in the tomato sauce too. So then when I combine all those things, it's just extra garlicky.
So this bonus episode is going to be called Shoki and Rikki Just Talk Food.
Yeah, Shogi and Rikki teach you how to kill vampires.
Basically.
Yeah.
So I actually have some black garlic hot sauce that I'm using. It's so fucking good.
Yeah, I'm not fucking with hot sauce, man. I can't do it.
But I
with my
mean, it's
stomach
not like
suffers.
it's not super spicy, but it's like got that that really garlicky heat to it.
That robust garlic. See, like I
Yeah, it's
love
black garlic,
like
so
I
that's even
love
crazier.
I love kosher dill, but I really love a hearty garlic dill.
Fuck
I
yeah,
will
buddy.
fuck up a hearty garlic dill.
Yeah,
Ugh.
but I hate bread and butter pickles.
I won't eat it.
Can't
Like if
stand
you
it.
put bread and butter near my food, I will
Nope.
throw it at you.
Yep. So you and I are on the same page. Does Kara like it though?
Yep. Kara hates anything vinegar.
Okay.
She doesn't.
So
she
I didn't
doesn't-
know.
She doesn't like mustard
'cause
because it's
this
too
wifey-
vinegary. She doesn't like hot sauce because it's too vinegary. She does not like anything vinegar based at
Yeah.
all.
So Miss Shoki loves bread and butter pickles, but I can't stand it.
No.
So
Yep. Kara would probably eat them. Well, no, I don't know because it's still vinegar based, so probably not.
It's
Which
just-
is weird because she'll eat barbecue, which I keep trying to tell her. I'm like, it has fucking vinegar in it, and she's like, it doesn't really taste like
It's the
vinegar.
application
She won't
of
eat
it.
mine. Like I like mustard barbecue, which is very
Same.
vinegary, but she likes like the really thick and sweet molasses barbecues. So maybe that's why she gets away with it.
I mean, like, because Texas barbecue sauce is very different from Kansas City or
It's like a thin ketchup based.
some of them are like
sauce in
super
Texas,
thin, but I like
Yeah.
mustard based sauces too. I have a mustard based hot sauce that's absurd.
I like thick mustard base. I don't like cattle. Like I know you don't like the brand. I think we've talked about it before, but Cattleman's Tangy Carolina Gold. I
Mhm.
like that consistency of mustard
Yeah.
barbecue sauce.
Oh, Carolina,
than the
that's,
one where
that's
it's
the other style. Yeah,
Yeah,
I said
more
Kansas
than
City. I
that.
didn't get to Carolina.
Kansas
so.
City is the thinner one.
Yeah, they like real thin
And then-
sauces. Fuck that.
Yeah, it's almost like just pouring a liquid on your food. I mean,
Yep.
it tastes good still, but it just not a fan. I'll eat it, but I prefer
if I
the
want
Carolina
if I
version.
want thin sauces, I'm going for Crystal hot sauce from Louisiana, and that's
Well, if I want thin mustard sauce, I'll just put mustard on my shit. I'm not there for that.
Oh,
I'm there
mustard.
for a barbecue
Oh,
sauce. Yeah.
I'm gonna send you a picture of this weird mustard I picked up and see if you might like it or not. I'll send you a picture of it so you can read the ingredients. It's fucking weird, but I
All
like
right.
it. Either way,
I remember back in the day, I can't remember. It was Grey Poupon and Hellman's got together and made like a Dijonnaise in a squeezable bottle back in like the late
Dijonnaise.
90s,
I
early
remember.
2000s.
I remember Dijonnaise. It was a big deal.
Man, I used to fuck that shit up, and I can't find it anywhere anymore, like, at all. You can find Dijon mustard, you can find mayonnaise, but I can't find them mixed together in the squeeze bottle no more.
Don't think it exists anymore. I think you're right.
I used to fuck that shit
Uh,
up, dude.
Side question before we wrap: have you ever
Go for it.
tried coarse ground mustard with
Mm-hmm.
green apples?
No,
It's really fucking good.
like the brown mustard, like the chunky brown mustard.
Like the really like it's got the mustard fucking grains in
Seeds
it.
still
Like,
in it.
yeah,
Yeah.
like the really thick shit with apples.
I've never had that with apples. I've never heard of that mixture before.
I had it in a charcuterie board at
Uh-huh.
at a bar we used to go to. Shout out to Gingerman. Unfortunately, it's no longer around. But that was part of their charcuterie board, and like I didn't think it was going to be something I liked, and like
they were separate and you just dipped it in that?
no, it
or
was meant to go
like,
together.
made with that?
No, it was
Oh,
meant to go
okay.
together. So like they had the meats and the cheeses, and then like
I know what a charcuterie board
no,
is.
I know, but I'm explaining to other people. The meats and the cheeses and like a couple different things to dip in, but then like that had the apples and I think a couple like some grapes or something like that, just to add on the other side. But it was meant to dip the apples in the mustard, and it was fucking phenomenal. Like green apples specifically. Like so not I mean you could do it with red apples, but it was the green apples, not the
because it's that tart.
more tart, less sweet.
Yeah.
But it worked.
Yeah, so like Granny Smith's.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, it worked. I never would have tried that otherwise. So, you know, and good luck convincing a lot of other people, but you're a chef, so you're more open to food ideas.
As long as it's not raw onions, I'll try it. Like,
yeah, don't dip raw onions in it. Oh, I will run.
I don't eat raw onions at all. Like I am that you want to see, you can make the best meal in the entire world. If you put a raw onion near that motherfucker, I won't eat it at all. Like people have tried me. They'll make like a potato salad and they'll just take one raw onion and run it across the top of the potato salad they put on my plate, and I will catch it. And I'll be like, nope, I'm out. I'm done.
I'm okay.
Like, I'll take a bite out and be like, I thought there was raw. I thought you didn't put onions in this.
Damn it.
Oh, we just wanted to see if you'd actually taste it. And it's not the onion flavor, because I will use onion powder like a motherfucker. It's the raw onion flavor. And to me, it just kills everything. Anything you put it on, I don't care how good it fucking tastes. All I'm going to taste is that onion.
See,
it does not
I like it on
blend
burgers.
in. I can't. That whole burger will just taste like a hot onion sandwich to me.
I mean, don't put a lot. I mean, like,
I'll put onion powder in my ground meat mixture before I make my patty.
Yeah, that's
I'm not putting onion
out.
And I'll eat cooked onions all day. I will eat the fuck out of some cooked onions.
Yeah,
but raw onions, nope. I'm out all the way out. Don't even fuck with them at all. Like I'm like so bad to the point. Kara can tell you. Like I've gone to McDonald's. They've gone to hand us our food out of the fucking window, and before they even took the bag out of the window, I'm like, that food's wrong. Oh, we haven't handed it to you. I'm like, I know it's wrong because she got a chicken sandwich and I got a burger with no onions, and I can smell those fucking onions from over here. So that my food is wrong. And they went and opened up. Sure enough, had raw onions on it. How the fuck do you know that? I don't eat raw onions.
Not gonna lie. I actually used to really enjoy the like really diced onions, like the super fine diced onions that they used to put on their double cheeseburgers.
Yeah, but they also heated those up and cooked them some.
To a degree,
I won't eat them,
but they were crunchy enough. But like, I'm not I'm on board with you. Too much raw onion, I'm not gonna be on board. Like I've had somebody literally slice through a whole fucking onion and put that on the burger. I was like, you can put a couple
this chick
rings.
I went to school with. I still will remember this till the day I die. In middle school, so you're talking 35 years ago. Like she was a vegetarian. You know that was a big deal back in the very early 90s.
Yeah,
late 80s, early 90s. She literally every day for lunch, she opened up her fucking paper sack and pulled out a whole raw onion and a whole raw tomato, and she just ate them like apples. Ugh.
Some people can do that shit. I don't understand it, but they can do that. Tomatoes I can understand to a degree, but not an onion.
And before Jay starts writing one of his stupid fucking emails about it, I don't care if it's a purple onion, I don't care if it's a Vidalia onion, I don't care if it's a sweet onion, a green. No, the only onions I will fuck with is like scallions, and that's only when it's mixed into cream cheese or in my potato salad. Other than that, and they've got to be chopped small. They better not be big.
You're not gonna pick some wild onions and just gnaw on it?
Nope. I'm not fucking with none of that.
Total side note before we go, because I need to go.
I gotta go too. I gotta walk the dog. It's about to rain its ass off here.
Yeah. My best friend had wild onions and wild garlic growing in his yard, so it smelled very interesting when they mowed. It's like normal people like the smell of cut grass. It's like, well, didn't know that you had wild onions. And the only reason we found that out is these weird ladies who were walking the neighborhood. I don't know what they were doing, selling something. I don't know, Bibles. I don't know what they were doing. They literally stopped. We're playing in the yard. They stopped at the driveway and went, oh, look at that. And they literally pulled it out of the ground, dusted it off, and just started fucking eating it. Look at these wild onions. I was like, who the fuck are you? And why are you eating grass out of someone's yard?
I see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sexy body full of tats.